doing? Wonderful game. Tremendous win. Sellout crowd. Atmosphere was astonishing, impeccable. It's grand. First time ever truly experiencing that at the college level. Tremendous to see all the celebs, what do you call it? The celebs and what do you call the people that played here before? Alumni. Thank you. I went blank. The alumni coming back. It was tremendous, and seeing the kids take the field at the conclusion of the game was unbelievable. I'm proud. I'm happy to be your coach. I'm proud to coach these young men. I think 16 million viewers in the last two games. It was tremendous. One of the largest, second most streamed game on Fox in history. Number 10 most watched regular season college football game in Fox history. Pretty darn good to get started. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Matt Smith, 104.3 The Fan. Coach, last week the message
Say it again.
Last week the message was it's personal.
Uh-huh.
This week you're also facing a rival, so is the message it's also personal, or is it more little brother week?
Well, God hasn't given me the message yet. When he give it, I promise you guys will be first to know.
Coach,
How you doing?
Costello, Associated Press.
Pleasure.
I want to ask you, you were very specific in bringing your coaches here that you knew their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But when you also brought them here, you have let them be themselves, given them their autonomy.
Right.
How important is that for the success of this program, but also in their interactions with the players and showing up as well as it has in the first two games?
Well, when we really looked to them to hire them, we wanted to understand their characteristics, the way they got along with people, the way they connected with the youth and parents as well, the recruiting ability. There's so many components based on hiring a coach nowadays, but all the guys that we have on the staff come from a relationship, and they are great parents. And that's something that matters to me, because it's hard for me to give you the opportunity to lead someone's child when you're not even leading yours. So that's one of the components that I truly look for. But these coaches are unbelievable, and I don't try to tell them how to do what they do. I may be the navigational system every once in a while, but we brought them here because they were really good at what they do, and I'm proud of them.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette.
you
Yesterday,
doing?
Coach Norvell up at CSU was saying how excited he is to be a part of this game, especially because it's the first time that both teams will have a black head coach on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Just curious for you what that means.
They had a black head coach last year, didn't they?
No, for both CU and CSU in this rivalry to have.
They didn't play him last year. What about the year before that? They didn't play him either? Oh, thank you. I was like, I thought they did that. My bad. Okay. Yeah, what I hear, I haven't met this gentleman, but I hear he's a good man. I know he's a great coach. He has those guys playing hard. I like that. I'm glad he said that. I like that.
And just for you, I mean, I'm just curious what it means for you each time you do get to face another fellow black head coach on the other sideline. I know this will probably be the only time this year.
Unfortunately, one of the brothers got to lose when you face another black head coach, unfortunately, and you want to see us win. I mean, that's the thing. But besides that, man, it's just tremendous getting this opportunity and allowing the nation to see that we are more than capable of doing a sufficient and a great job. So I'm happy he pointed that out, and I have the utmost respect for him, truly.
Hey, Coach. Jack Harlow with Buffalo's Wire. We saw a video that came out of practice yesterday of some of your players saying that a lot of the Louis luggage hasn't even seen the field yet. Would you agree with that statement?
I haven't seen it. If they hadn't seen the field yet, that's not our fault. That's not our fault.
Hi, Coach. Adam Tiger 24/7
How you doing,
Sports.
sir?
I'm doing excellent. Hope you are as well. We saw Van Wells go down late against Nebraska, and a true freshman came in from. Curious if we can get update on Van.
Healing. The thing about it, this is a game, it's next man up. And guy came in and did a great job, and we didn't miss a beat. That's the thing. When any of these running backs go out, when those receivers go out, the defensive line has a tremendous rotation, and we're trying to find those two linebackers that we feel are suitable. We have rotations in some of the dime packages and the nickel packages as well. So we have the depth that we need. We could always use more, but I feel like we're okay at that position. We're okay, but hopefully Van gets better soon.
Ariel Orsuto, 9
How you
News.
doing, Ariel?
Doing very well, living the dream. So yesterday, Coach Norvell, first of all, was talking endlessly about Shedeur and his success, but he also told a story that when you first got your job at Jackson State, that you reached out and asked about the air raid offense to try to get the
Right.
best of Shedeur. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And can you kind of
I
tell us from your
called
perspective?
several persons. Honestly, I think my initial call, I'm going blank, my initial call was to Mike Leach. Thank you. It was to Coach Leach. That's why I was trying to grasp his name. Coach Leach, God bless him and rest him. That's who I called initially because he's it. So that's pretty much how we did it. And I interviewed several persons, and that's how I met Brett through that. But definitely, because I knew we had a stout defense led by Dennis Thurman, and we wanted to put up more points. So I wanted to know the intricate details of that offense.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell from
How you
David
doing,
Cantor.
sir?
Good, and you? I want to ask you about Travis Jay and Brendan Gann, a couple of your Florida State transfers that looks like they're just now getting back. How close are they to getting on the field, and what do they add when they are healthy?
I don't think they're close. I don't know what they had. I got to see them. I got to see how they work and how they fit in, and do they know the scheme. But they're tremendous. They have tremendous attitudes, which is really positive. They have tremendous work ethics. So I really like what I've seen thus far, but I can't wait to see them on the field. I feel like they're a little bit of ways from really playing and starting the game.
Hi, Coach. Rylan Scholes with Ralphie Report. You've had 4 players in the first 2 weeks get Pac-12 Player of the Week honors. How does it feel that your players are getting the recognition they deserve from the conference?
That's the goal. That's the aim. I mean, we want them to get even more accolades. I mean, they don't play for accolades. They play to be dominant, and they play to go to the next level and come here and get a solid education. But when they're noticed and when they're highlighted, that's tremendous. That's a tremendous plus for this program.
Coach Jimmy Searfoss, 247 Sports. Shedeur was hit quite often last week. What needs to change on that offensive line to keep him protected?
That has a lot to do with a multitude of things. It's not just the line. It could be what we called on that particular play. It could be if the receiver ran the right route. It could be checkoffs. It could be a multitude of things. So you never really know what's going on throughout a play because we had several busts during the games. We had several things that didn't go as it should have even before the snap of the ball. I mean, count the protection, making sure the right protection was signaled, and so forth. But we hope to get the ball out of his hands a little quicker so he can protect themselves. God, what's wrong with me?
Hey, Coach. Pat Graham, Associated Press.
Yes, sir.
You opened this up with the numbers and the celebrities who've showed up and the alumni and all the great things that are happening. I mean, Colorado's the center of the football universe right now. Do you take time to just soak it in and enjoy the moment a little bit?
No, not really. I don't have time to enjoy the moment. Santa don't have time. You know, he got to deliver the gifts. He ain't got time to enjoy his cookies. Okay, that's all he gets. I ain't got time for that. I got to keep it going. I got to keep this machine going and make sure we stay on the right path and make sure we're locked in and we're focused on the right things. Make sure we're practicing adequately. Make sure we're giving it our all. making sure we're making the right adjustments and playing the proper personnel. So it's a lot. It's a lot driving this train. It's not easy.
Coach, we saw Juwan Mitchell get the chance to start
Yes.
this past weekend.
Yes.
I know he's only been here for a couple of weeks. What has allowed him to quickly integrate himself with this defense?
He's really an intelligent player. He really knows the game of football. Not only that, he's instinctive. He's way more instinctive than the other linebackers. He's very physical, and his aptitude for the game, like he knows football. That's the main thing. Getting in here that quickly and learning the scheme is phenomenal. But he loves the darn game.
Coach Sean Keeler at the Denver Post. Shiloh visited Colorado State, didn't he? 2018,
Yeah.
when we brought Shedeur with him.
He and Shedeur.
What
yes.
did he tell you about there? And I understand they might have reached out to people from your camp a couple years ago about coming up there as well. What do you know about Colorado State?
I don't know much. I mean, I think, was it Coach Bobo was there? He was, we had a relationship, and he recruited my son, so that was, I know they had a good time. They really did. I think they got in an argument on the trip. I know they called me that night fighting with each other, probably about the room, or trying to bring a girl to the room, something stupid like that. I promise you, and the other one probably didn't want to leave. That probably was it. I think that was it, matter of fact. But they enjoyed their trip tremendously, but I think they enjoyed it here much better.
Coach, you brought up the other day about how your attractability right now with offensive and defensive line isn't what it is with DBs. As you recruit kind of during the season, put that plan out, what is your focus and how do you change that?
It's already changed. I say that so you can highlight it, so you can print it and run with it, and you did just what I wanted you to do, so thank you. I appreciate it. So, I mean, obviously, when you have a coach that play defensive back, your tractability is skill position. So we don't have a tremendous problem getting those bigs. I think we have a tremendous rotation of bigs right now, offense and defensive line. You haven't seen the offensive line as of yet because the solid 5 has been in there, but now we have a 6 going in at center. But trust me, those guys are coming. They're coming. We're receiving so many calls at this point right now. It's absurd. Just inquiring about what we do and how we do what we do in visitation, desiring to come on a unofficial or official visit. So I'm liking where we are right now. I'm truly liking that.
Hey, what's up, Coach? Jake Schwannis, DMVR.
How you doing?
Doing great, sir. How are you?
Excellent.
You showed this at Jackson. You guys only went for it on 4th down once last week, but where does that kind of tendency, that aggressive tendency to go on it for it on 4th down come from?
That's just believing in the team. It's believing in the staff. It's believing in understanding the flow of the game and the different possibilities of the game. A lot of things that you see that we may go for it, we've already rehearsed that in practice. We already gone over that situation several times during the week because we had an inclination that we may be at 4th and 2 or 3rd and 3, you know, in that particular yard line where it's kind of risky for a field goal and too close to punt. And your defense is playing well, so you might as well give it a shot. But we go over those situations in practice.
Hey, Coach. Nick Rothschild, Denver 7.
How you doing, sir?
Good, good. Thank you. Love the video with you and Peggy in the locker room after the game, and you said you're proud to be the head coach here in Boulder. And considering all that, do you get a sense for what the Rocky Mountain Showdown means to the state of Colorado and how important it is for not only the alumni and the people in the state, but the kids, the high school kids coming up watching?
You got to give me one at a time. Now, you just got me all hyped up about the Nebraska thing. You just bombarded me about that, right? And that's tradition. That was tremendous tradition. Now you wanted me to understand about the Rocky Mountain Showdown. So you got to give me some verbiage or some literature on something, you know, just to brief me. But trust me, this isn't my first rodeo when it comes to that. I think the Falcons and the Saints were quite a showdown, as well as playing against the 49ers, as well as the Cowboys, 49ers. I could keep going. Cowboys, Philly, you know, Cowboys, whoever, was always a darn showdown. Baseball as well. So it's always some type of adversity that you have against someone in close proximity of you. Yeah, I had 2 divorces, which was a heck of a showdowns, too. So don't tell me about the showdown.
Hey,
Heck
Coach
of a
Carlos
showdown.
Bryant, DSM. Just wanted to ask you about Arden Walker, a local kid transferred in from Missouri. Can you talk about how his game is elevated since he's back in Colorado?
Well, he was that guy. We're lucky to have him. We're lucky that he's truly contributing for us. He can plays with a lot of energy, but just a great overall young man. And I'm proud of the man he is on and off the field. I truly am.
Hey, Coach, about the protection again, it did seem like a lot of those sacks happened. Shedeur was telling us after the game that it took him a little bit to settle in. And a lot of those sacks were happening then. Did it feel like once he settled in, that protection got better and that maybe it's just a matter of if you guys can settle in
See, the
quicker?
thing about when something happens, you don't really know what's going on. You just see the TV cut and he's getting sacked. You don't know who missed the block. You don't know who ran the wrong route. You don't know if he missed the read. You never know what happens on those type of plays. So you would have to go over each play one by one so you could understand what transpired on those plays. I just learned not to really get emotional with him about it because when I watch the film, then I see what really transpired. So I don't really get upset with him. But I know for a fact he's not one to hold the ball. He's not one. He pre-snap reads are excellent, and he knows where he's going with the ball normally. So when something happens and he's getting sacked, something tremendous was supposed to happen that didn't go the way we wanted it to go. I trust him, hopefully.
Hey, Coach Nick Miller, Fox 31.
My man.
How you doing? 2-0, and obviously the first two wins, you guys win in different manners, but it feels like the mentality of the team is not being satisfied and trying to continue to build. So going into the game against Colorado State, what is it going to take to be able to be dominant in all three phases of the game for all 60 minutes?
Well, we wanted to get out to a great start in practice today. We cut practice down a little bit, but we wanted the full speed and a tremendous tempo, which we got out of the guys. We got to get started. Oftentimes, coaches, teams, they wait till Saturday to get started. You get started today. You get started on the scouting report this morning. You get started when you touch that field, when you snap on that chin strap. And having a good start translates to a good start on Saturday, and that's what we need. We want to exceed expectation. If expectation is to win, we may understand that. Let's exceed that. Whatever the expectation is, let's exceed that individually and combined as a team. We're winning, but we're not playing our best football. That's a tremendous sign, and we can't wait to build off that. We want to show you a game that we put it together offensively, defensively, as well as special teams. We want to show our fan base that game, and that's what we're chasing.
Hi, Coach.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. Matt Rhule had comments after Shedeur mentioned that he was disrespected by the team. He said, "I've never disrespected an opponent a day in my life. I never will." Do you have any response to that?
Not really. That was unfortunate. I didn't even know anything about it. They said they were praying in the middle of the field, so it's cool with me. I mean, I'm happy if that's what they were doing. Amen. I'm for that. I'm all for that. Let's turn the page. Let's get on to Colorado State. That's over.
Yeah, and in the fact that you're turning the page, you also seem very kind of like subdued, very cool, calm, collected right now. What is that mentality that you have right now?
It's a consistency of who I am, and I rock steady. You know, I get a little feisty and a little hype, and I start changing as the days grow on to the game. You know, I get more determined and focused and locked in. But right now, I have a trust and I have a belief that we're going to do what we need to do. I have that, and that translate to our young men that's in that locker room as well as our coaches. Not only the young men are watching me, the coaches are too. They watching how I move. You know, a multitude of them have been with me, so they know this. But some of the new coaches, they got to understand we have a consistency in everything we do. From the way we act, from the way we talk, from the way we walk, from the way we go about our business, we have a consistency, and we want to translate that into the young men in their locker room. That's what we're searching for. That's what all of us are searching for, isn't it? Consistency. Not only from ourselves, but from the people we choose to befriend and love. That was it? Yeah, that was it. Okay, thank you. God bless.